Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I've got to keep my voice down a little bit because it is 25 to 2 in the morning. But there have been developments and that were over the weekend. And there's been another really worrying development today. And that's what this video is all about. It's really in defence of Trevor Colt and Gertie Rude and Duchess of Sussex and all the other many other YouTubers who've been attacked by this very, very small group of little sickos on X. Now, I know that normally the advice is just ignore, which I do. You know, I've been ignoring for months. It doesn't stop it. And what's really frightening is when innocent people just believe their bullshit and their poison and their highly dangerous, defamatory, slanderous crap that they put out. And that's what's happened recently. Someone sent me a link to a young man's YouTube channel, a completely innocent party, who has been utterly duped by this group of little online terrorists and has done a whole video about Trevor and his silver button and his charity fraud, blah, blah, blah. And he's being egged on by a rather thin-skinned, larger, much larger male YouTuber, who I won't name at this stage. He knows exactly who he is. And for the life of me, I don't know why they are doing this to Trevor, to Vivian, to me, to Blair, to Wally, to Taz, to any of us. I don't understand. They must be like die-hard Meghan Markle loving fans. But this innocent young man has, I can see in his comments, he's been replying because people have come forward and said, why have you acted? Why have you believed all of this? And this is the frustrating part. Most people, when someone comes forward and they say really defamatory stuff, most people kind of go, and they take it with a pinch of salt, or they check their facts first. But unfortunately, there are some gullible, naive people who don't check their facts, go out there and just act on this nonsense. So I want to talk to this young man who's an innocent party in this. It's clear from his video. I'm not going to put a link to his video because I don't want to pile on for him, but he needs to understand. He's called Divided Kingdom. My husband is dying of cancer. These little cretins on X have been tormenting him, me, our daughter, our son, my stepchildren, and a whole host of other extended members of our family, all through last year while my husband was going through chemotherapy, all through last year while my husband was having cancer surgery. And they're continuing to do it even though they know he has a terminal diagnosis. That's not very nice, is it? Trevor, whether he bought a button for a joke or not, has not stolen any money from charity. This is all, oh my God, you are wading into some shit you really don't understand. These little terrorists have attacked my daughter, our daughter, for being deformed. They have bullied her. She was fired from her job because of their persistent complaints. Yes, I was once upon a time Britain's Most Wanted, dubbed by the Daily Mail. I was never Britain's Most Wanted, according to the police. I do not have a criminal record. I have never taken cocaine, neither has my husband. Oh, but they love to go on and on and on. A divided kingdom, you should know that a man was arrested in Gloucester on the 13th of October of this year, who was one of their little terror cell, and another woman is in court. She has had 4 court appearances now, and she's in Leeds Crown Court for threatening to blow up Buckingham Palace and threatening to put a bullet in mine and Graham's head, along with calling us crackheads. I'm a prostitute, apparently. I kill animals is another one. They go on and on and on about Trevor Colt. They go on and on about the Duchess of Sussex, about Sue Smith, about, according to Taz, about Lady C. Oh, they love it. And you have innocently waded in and made a whole video about Trevor and how he belongs in prison. And I need you to understand that one of them is either going to end up in prison or in a psychiatric unit. Where it stands with Diane Durham, was arrested earlier this year, She's had a psychiatric evaluation to find out if she is fit to plead guilty or not guilty in Leeds Crown Court, and she'll have a hearing this Friday the 13th. So you might want to pay attention to that one. Just Google bomb hoax Buckingham Palace and you'll find her. She's called Diane. You'll find her. You'll find her. It's all over the fucking news. One tiny bit of research for a couple of seconds and you would have found all this out. Now, this is really worrying because they're going into a new level where they appear to be recruiting vulnerable people, innocent people, naive people into regurgitating and repeating their crap. Now, that is damaging and that is dangerous. Really, really dangerous. The justice system moves extremely slowly, if at all, in the United Kingdom. A divided kingdom, you really need to look into Atalanta of Arcadia. I suggest you start by searching it on YouTube. These little troll terrorist cell, they like to post pictures of, for example, Gertie Rude's relative, who's a young boy, in his underwear. They like to post pictures of Trevor Cult's son, who's, I think, 12 years old. Ew, pedo territory. Think very, very carefully before you get in any deeper with these people. You cite that you believe Trevor Cult is going to prison, and your citation is a link to the second Atalanta of Arcadia and Oh Hoppy O accounts on X, who have for years been terrorising a multitude of YouTubers. You need to know this, divided kingdom. And there's some big male YouTuber who I see has commented, and I suppose that's given it credence. Well, I'll explain why he's getting involved. Because he's the thinnest skinned prick I've ever come across in my life. And Gertie Rude did a couple of parodies of him. And it hurt his little ickle feelings so much that he's been after her ever since, because that's very mean and nasty. But he's okay to put up cartoons and pictures and depictions of my husband deformed, having a bloody good laugh at someone who's had cancer surgery. He's a fucking nasty piece of work. That's my opinion. Oh, I'm just having a cup of tea. Oh, because the other thing is apparently I'm an alcoholic as well as a drug addict, as well as a prostitute, as well as I'm wanted by FBI and Interpol and all the police all over the fucking world. And for the last 2 years, they've been saying this shit about me and my family. I'm not putting this video up here for sympathy. I'm putting this video up here because these little cretins think that it's okay, because this young man, they'll start on you. Oh, believe me, they'll start on you. They've started on a whole host of people. They're out there trying to dox and track a ton of people. And no, Malice and Viley, I didn't stalk you to your real Facebook and your real identity. Someone sent me that shit after weeks of me ignoring your insanity. Now, I don't know if these people are on heavy antidepressants or they've got mental health issues. I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. What I do want is for everyone to leave us and our family in peace, and to leave Gertie Rude and her family in peace, and to leave Trevor Cult and his family and Blair and her family, etc., in peace for fucking Christmas. Can you trolls just not fuck off just for a bit? Oh, hoppy ho, you are one sick motherfucker. This new Atalanta of Arcadia is not the original one. Is another sick motherfucker. Just fuck off. Leave us alone. And divided kingdom, if I were you, I'd be very, very careful. Do your research. Have a little scroll down their time feed at the crap they come out about us. And then do us the courtesy of looking up our YouTube channels to see who you're actually talking about when you make videos like that. Because I don't think taking the word of an anonymous troll on X is really doing your research. And yes, I've got a wiki page. Look it up. Fiona Mont, M-O-N-T. Look it up and you'll see. I was never convicted. I don't have any criminal convictions. Graham went to prison years ago for attempting to smuggle cannabis into the country, into the UK, by airplane. I think it was 1993. So when you hear these they've made up stories that apparently I unalived a Hell's Angel, I don't know, when I was 13 years old, years before I met Graham. There's a whole host. I mean, I've lost track. Both my children don't exist, apparently, because I put a fake name on their birth certificates. So they're fraudulent people, therefore they're illegal immigrants, therefore they don't exist, therefore they must be tracked down to where they work, therefore they must be fired. Trevor is not allowed to make a joke about going to Hollywood. Oh no, that's against the rules of the trolls. Trevor is not allowed to buy a silver button for a joke. Oh no, that is against the rules of the trolls. He needs to ask their permission before he does anything. Trevor's not allowed to go to Spain for the weekend. No, he needs the trolls' permission to do all of that. There's stalking, harassment. Gertie Rude has been driven out of her mind, nearly to the edge, by these cretins. There's a whole host of YouTubers who are really not happy with this little terror cell. So this video really is for Divided Kingdom and any other innocent bystander who they come along and you don't double check the bullshit that they're telling you. Anyway, I'm off to watch TV. It's one of these insomniac nights. So thank you all very much for listening. Thank you all very much for tolerating it. I guess this is what we get from Sugars and Meghan Markle fans. I don't recall slagging her children off, calling her children deformed. I don't remember calling her or Harry drug addicts. I don't remember trying to contact anywhere that they work or they have contracts. I just talk about them. They're public figures. That's it. That's not stalking. I think these cretins need to learn the definition of stalking. Purchasing my son's birth certificate last week? Yeah. And then making a video out of it? Yeah, that's stalking. Trying to get my son fired from where you think he works? Yeah, that's stalking. Getting our daughter fired from where she works? Yes, that's stalking. Posting pictures of where we live on the internet, although we rent the house out to holidaymakers, but all the same, oh, you posted pictures of where the Duchess of North Sussex lives. You posted pictures of where Gertie Rude lives. You've posted pictures of where Trevor Coult lives. Yeah, that would be stalking. That would be stalking, sugars. I'm exasperated. As always, everyone else, thank you very much for listening. Look forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions.